There's no such thing as, oh, if I marry a white man, I'm gonna have the happiest marriage. If I marry a Chinese, Indian, colored, black, whatever the race, there's no such thing. There's no race that is perfect when it comes to marriage. Marriage takes two people to work on it. If you're gonna have a beautiful marriage, it takes two people to have that beautiful marriage. Now, over the years, I've been married for about 6 years now, and there's a story on this channel about how we met and how we lived apart. But overall, I have a beautiful marriage. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's beautiful. And the fact is, we both work towards improving our marriage. So if one person is the only person that is working on your marriage, that marriage is bound to fall. You both have to be committed to that marriage, both of you. Nothing like one person committed and the other person is committed. That doesn't work. So I'm gonna tell you about 5 truths on how to make a perfect marriage, or how to make your marriage last. So first thing first, I want to talk about being truthful to a partner. So if there is lies in that marriage is bound to fall. If you're not truthful and honest to your partner, and I mean like being truthful in everything that you do, in everything that you up to when you are apart from each other, you have to be honest with your partner. Now, most marriages fail because there's lies and deceit, and that is, the truth is lacking in the relationship. It might sustain for a short period of time, but overall that marriage is bound to fall, because once the partner finds out that this person is not truthful or honest, there is no way, absolutely no way, that person is going to trust them 100%. So being honest and being truthful to your spouse, to your wives, to your husbands, to your fiancés, is the best remedies to make a beautiful marriage last, or to make it sustain, or to make it, perfect. Even though they say there's no such thing as perfect marriage, but if you want to have a perfect marriage, you're gonna have to put in the effort. That's the truth. Second thing I want to talk about marriage is compromise. Now, before I go into details about compromising, I'm gonna tell you about 2 people that strangely came across together, fell in love, and happened to start living together or share a beautiful life together. Now, take you two, for example. You don't know this man, you don't know this woman, and eventually you fall in love. There are some traits when you're dating that cannot be seen in that relationship until you get married, because then that's where now everything comes in. That's where now the true person, the true being of that person comes in. So for example, simple things like going to the toilet, simple things like farting, simple things, those things that you don't see in a daily, day-to-day relationship, where somebody cannot fart around their partner. But when you get married, such small things start to happen, and eventually those are the kind of things that it's either they will break you, or they will actually make you stronger. You might not like your partner's farts, but at the same time, that person is a human being, and if they're comfortable around you and they're able to fart, so be it, even if you don't like it. So small things like that. But inside that marriage, inside that house, inside that home, there is always duties that a woman and man perform. Those duties are the keys to strong marriage and to building a long-lasting life together. The key duties in that marriage that a woman and a man plays in that particular household will play a very, very vital part in making your marriage last. So for example, normally in Africa, where I come from, you find that a woman is usually the one doing the cooking in the kitchen, and doing all sorts of house chores. That's where I come from, like the African society. That's how we've been brought up. But over the years, women in my society now have become more independent and are more of working class women that have got their own jobs and things to go to. So that brings in problems in an African setup or marriage, where a woman is expected to do everything in the house. It brings problems. So here's the thing: men as women are equal in the marriage, regardless of your job statuses, regardless of who brings in the most money in the household, regardless of who works hard, you both equal. And then that's where you need to compromise. Now that's where where if, say for example, your husband goes for work and is tired, when you've been home, it's natural for you to make dinner, it's natural for you to do chores. Same applies to men. If a woman works as well and she's the one who's gone out for a job and you are home there, don't just sit on the TV playing video games. Don't just hang out with your mates. You have to do some chores at home. So whatever chores are in the house, both of you are entitled to do those chores. Nothing to do with woman and nothing to do with the man. Both of you are equal. So you need to find a point of compromise, both of you, because small things like that are things that bring divisions and are things that bring fighting, in a home. Now you listen to me and listen to me very carefully, because there is no such thing as I'm gonna marry a white man, I'm gonna marry a Chinese man because they'll be able to treat me well, or we're gonna have the perfect marriage. There's nothing like that. At the end of the day, it comes down to how you guys put in the effort towards your relationship. Now, the third thing I want to talk about is intimacy. Okay? Intimacy in a marriage. Now, to keep the love growing, to keep the closeness, to keep you guys from growing apart, from building a distance between the two of you, you definitely need to be intimate in your marriage. If there's no sex in the marriage, if there's no intimacy in the marriage, there's no way, absolutely no way, that marriage is going to survive. Even the Bible tells us we have to go into the world and make babies and whatnot. You have to be intimate in the marriage. Otherwise, forget it. Even the other things that I've said, they won't even work. Then you basically just friends, because forget it. That disregard everything else. If you're not intimate in your marriage, none of these things I've said are gonna work. The love won't, the love will slowly fade. The distance is gonna be built, and also, there will just not be that affection. Affection will be lost. So make sure you are intimate with your partner. Even if, sometimes we get tired and things like that, but don't let it go 1 month, nothing happening. Next, it will be 6 months, Before you know it, it will be here without being intimate with your partner. Now, what was the whole point of even getting married? It's just sharing life. Even if you're sharing life, the truth is you have to have intimacy in a relationship. Every relationship has to have intimacy for it to survive. So, very important. Number 3, intimacy in marriage. The fourth thing I want to talk about is love. So, obviously, for you guys to get married, there was love there. But what happens if love dies? What causes love to die? I've mentioned the things. If you're not doing these 3 things, the love will eventually die. And I feel like most marriages fail because the love dies, because there's no way somebody's going to be with another person if they don't feel the same way, if they don't feel the affection towards their partner. That brings me to the fifth and final thing I want to talk about, which is commitment. You know, even if you are married, guys, you need to ensure that you are committed to your partner. Okay? And when I say committed to your partner, I mean like nothing like, you know, having the eyes or the eyesight for another person. That's commitment. You need to put in the effort to ensure that your love continues burning, and you need to be committed, and you need to see your partner as the only person for you in the world. If you have 4 eyesights of seeing this side and that way and that way, you will create problems in your marriage. Be committed to your partner. Your partner should be your best friend. Your partner should be your friend. Your partner should be the first person you wanna have, you know, conversations with. Your partner should be the first person you want to tell how you're feeling, your troubles if you're troubled. Your partner should be the focal point of your life. Okay? Because then you're committed to that person, and you know, everything else becomes secondary. Other people become secondary. So commitment is also a vital role and a vital part of a long-lasting relationship or marriage. Nowadays, you find that most people are failing to commit to one person. So try and practice these 5 things that I've said in this video, and let me know in the comment section below how it works out. So I talked of commitment, I talked of love, intimacy, honesty, as well as compromise. These things play a very important role. Nothing to do with race, people. Please get it out of your thick skull. Like, if you marry a certain race, then you're bound to have a perfect marriage. Nothing like that. It takes 2 people to tango, and it takes 2 people to be committed and make that relationship last. This has been Beverly Moore, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.